everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I have the kids around me, so you're just gonna hear that.
Yeah. Then we can make some yummy drinks.
If you're looking for some winter cozy coffee drinks, I got you. I'll leave the recipes down below. if you guys are interested in trying any of these yourself. You don't have to use espresso. You can use drip coffee, use whatever you want. Pour over, drip coffee, you name it, you can use it. I just use espresso because that's just my favorite coffee, but really you could do so much with these recipes. So I'll leave them down below, and they're pretty simple. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope it brings you all the holiday cheer in a cup is the goal. So I'm really enjoying these recipes the past few weeks, and I cannot wait to keep making them every year, all season long. Well, hello, happy holidays everyone. Let's get into making some really fun, joyful cups of coffee as well as one kombucha drink. I have really been enjoying all these recipes and been testing them for a few weeks now, so I really hope if you guys try them that you guys will like them, because I love them so much. Every single recipe is so good. All right, so starting with our first recipe, I'm going to take 1 cup of sugar and about 2 candy canes and a cup of water. I actually add a little bit more sugar because I wanted to make like a bottle of candy cane syrup for a friend. So I ended up making a little bit more. You'll see that I added a little bit more sugar after I poured the water, and then I just let it sit on the stove and simmer down and reduce to a nice thick syrup. This is so good. You can use it iced in iced coffee as well as in a nice latte, and that's what I did a few times already, and it's so good. It's also a family favorite. My husband really enjoys it, and my mom as well. So it's a really fun holiday recipe. Now, I love this recipe. It's pretty simple as well as just so delicious. Now, a lot of these recipes are going to be a little on the sweet side when it comes to coffee. You can totally do whatever you want and customize it to your liking. It does not have to be super sweet, but I just thought these recipes would be a very fun way to play with your coffee and add the holiday touches to your cup of coffee. I'm such a coffee lover. Also, you do not have to use espresso. You can use drip coffee, any kind of pour over. It doesn't matter. You can use whatever you want. Cold brew, it's up to you. I just love espresso, but I also do drip coffee often as well, and you can steam your milk on the stove. Whatever you have, just make it work. It will taste really good regardless, but my choice is usually espresso because it's just such a pure form of coffee. Steamed some milk, added the foam, and then I'm crushing up some candy canes with this old crock. Such an easy way to crush up anything because they're pretty heavy and very sturdy. And then I just garnished the top of my candy cane latte. And that is just a fun, festive drink. Now also with the syrup, it will crystallize possibly because of the candy cane. So I just boil it in hot water and it goes right back to a syrup, so that was really no problem. And then I also did it iced as well. So I did some raw milk, ice cubes, and candy cane syrup, and then put my double shot of espresso that I pulled into the iced latte, and that was really good too. So you can have it iced, you can have it hot. It's very versatile. It's just a syrup. This would also just be a really good gift if you know someone that loves coffee and wants to add a nice little holiday touch to their coffee every morning or whenever they want to. It's a really nice way to do it, and I really enjoyed this candy cane coffee syrup. All right, so pulling our next double shot. I am so excited for this one because it is so good. This is probably my favorite out of all of them, or maybe second favorite, because they're all really good, but I really enjoy this one. It's so simple and so easy to make, and if you have kids, this is just the easiest one, and it tastes so good, and it's very holiday in a cup. So first I take my cup, add a few ice cubes, and then I'm just gonna add some Nurture eggnog, which is so good. I also know how to make eggnog from scratch, but here I'm just using the bottled eggnog, and this is local. The best eggnog, they make the best milk. So if you have Nurture near you, highly recommend. And then I just pour my double shot on. I just pour my double shot in, and then now I'm using this fancy grass-fed whipped cream. You can use whatever whipped cream you want. This one's really good though. And then I'm just gonna top it with a little bit of ground ginger, and I even sprinkle some ground ginger on top of the espresso shot most of the time too now, and that is delightful. So good. It's just holiday in a cup, just like I said. So good. So I've been having that most days recently, and then I'll have the other drinks throughout the weeks as well. But this has been my go-to because it's so easy, and like I said, it's just so good, just so cheery, and just screams holiday to me. So I love eggnog. If you're not a fan of eggnog, skip that one. Okay, so on to the next coffee, which is so good too. This is a hot cocoa latte is what I'm calling it, and it is so easy. I'm putting 2 teaspoons of my favorite hot cocoa mix. This one is Marshmallow Swirl by Silly Cow, which is so scrumptious. It's the best hot chocolate mix I have ever tried. I'm steaming some milk. I already pulled my shot. And then we're just going to stir it together. Add some steamed milk as well as a little bit of cocoa powder on top. And you can't have hot cocoa without marshmallows, or can you? I mean, that's just the best. So I'm adding a little bit of that. And if you don't like marshmallows, you can skip it. You don't even have to garnish any of these drinks. But I mean, hello, I'm filming, so of course I'm gonna garnish it for you, just to give you an idea on what can go on top if you want to present it at a party or whatever. I just wanted to make it look cute, you know? Anyways, this one is really good, and we've been having this one a lot as well. We already finished a whole Silly Cow hot cocoa, so that tells you something. So this next drink starts with me being extra. I decided to melt some chocolate and put it in these cute little molds I got from the dollar store, little silicone molds. The kids thought it would be fun to have candies in the shape of these that we saw at the dollar store. So they're little ice cube trays, and I'm just putting melted chocolate in and then put it in the freezer overnight and then pulled them out the next morning. Now we're pulling our double shot of espresso again, which is always so fun for me to watch. I love watching my coffee machine just do its thing and just watch the coffee pour into my cup, because Lord knows mama needs it, okay? And then we're adding our cute little chocolates into the cup. I just added one. And then I'm also adding that good candy cane syrup that we made earlier for the previous coffee. And then I'm gonna do my steamed milk. And this is gonna be our candy cane mocha latte. So good. So the combination between candy cane and chocolate is just really good. And I'm just giving it a good stir, adding the rest of that frothed steamed milk with a little bit of hot cocoa powder on top, and then some crushed up candy canes. And this is really good. This is like anything, this is everything that I've ever wanted in a peppermint mocha, but it's candy cane mocha, get it? So a little bit different, but it's a good spin on a classic holiday drink. Okay, so now let's take a little break. You probably thought I was gonna say a sponsored break for today's ad, but no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm gonna let me in the past tell you guys about kombucha, because I've been making a really good kombucha and I'm really excited for this easy kombucha drink. So I'm gonna let old me tell you what's up on how to make kombucha, and then we'll catch up. Making kombucha, I have been really enjoying to make kombucha. If you don't know what it is just fermented black tea, and you can add whatever flavors you want to it, but it has great health benefits, great gut bacteria benefits. Now, it might be a little bit of a weird process. It's also a long process. It's not very hands-on, but there is a lot of waiting, just like anything when it comes to fermenting any kind of item. It takes a while. That's what creates the good bacterias and creates the fermentation, takes time. All right, to start the kombucha, all I do is put about 9 tea bags in boiling hot water, and this one batch will make about a gallon or so of kombucha, but you also want to leave 2 cups of the kombucha for your next batch, so keep that in mind as well. And yeah, so I just do that and I let it sit for about maybe 10 to 30 minutes and just let it steep and get all of that flavor out of the tea bags. And you want to use black tea is the best tea to really start with kombucha. And now I'm just adding, after it has cooled down for a while, the black tea mixture into my 8 cups of water that is already in the jar, but you want to make sure it's warm, not hot. Then I add about a cup of sugar, let that mix, get all incorporated. And now it's time to add the live culture, which is the SCOBY. The SCOBY is what gives it fermentation and makes all the bubbles and makes the actual kombucha. Every time you make kombucha, you should grow another layer of SCOBY. I know it sounds weird, the thing looks gross, but it makes a really good drink and has good health benefits. It's basically like a natural soda. After you add the SCOBY in, then you want to add the starter and then cover it up and let it sit for about a week and then taste it. And if it's at the right flavor that you like, then we move on to a second fermentation. Get unflavored if you want to, but I like to do the second fermentation. So this flavor for kombucha is actually apple raspberry. It is so good. I've been enjoying this since the fall time and I am enjoying it now. It's a great holiday drink and a good anytime drink, honestly. I know kombucha is not for everybody, but I absolutely love it and I've been drinking it and making it for a few months now and it's just great. So you just add in your freshly cut apples and raspberries, and this will be the second fermentation process. And this is just basically adding the flavor as well as giving it a little bit of extra bubbles. So good. I totally enjoy some kombucha, okay? Like I have been drinking this religiously all the time. I let the kombucha sit on my counter bottled up for a day, put it in the fridge, and then you're good to go. It's best served cold for sure, and then just enjoy. Okay, so on to our next coffee recipe. We're back to coffee now. I just thought it would be fun to take a little coffee break and do something that has some bubbles and was a little bit more refreshing than coffee. So that's why I shared the kombucha recipe, and I've just been loving that drink. So on to coffee again. So this one is a gingerbread latte. My kids always help me make coffee. That's part of our normal everyday morning routine. So here's my girl Nola just being really happy to help me. She is so sweet. And we're just doing the coffee dance that we do. Now I'm gonna add my espresso shot with a tablespoon or a teaspoon of molasses, and then a little bit of ginger, ground ginger, and then I'm gonna add my frothed milk, my steamed froth milk, give it a good stir. And yes, I spilled. There cannot be a recipe video where I don't spill. That's just everyday life. I am a spiller. And I cleaned it up. We're all good to go. Adding some whipped cream and then a little bit of ginger on top. And this drink is so good. It tastes just like gingerbread. That's what I was going for. And I definitely think this one was very successful for nailing the flavors. So that is a gingerbread latte, and that has been really nice and not overbearingly sweet at all. And you can adjust the sweetness for any of these drinks. Now, you know I could not leave you without a good baking recipe. For my longtime subscribers know I love to bake. So here is one that can go with all of these drinks, and it's so good. This is a gingerbread loaf. So it's very similar to your traditional banana bread or zucchini bread or pumpkin loaf. Basically every holiday, your girl's got to have some kind of loaf that's kind of like a cake. I don't know. This bread is so good, very soft, very easy to pull together. So this has been a really nice thing to have for breakfast on the side with any kind of holiday coffee. It's not overbearing. It's just enough spice as well as just enough holiday flavors. So I really enjoy this gingerbread loaf recipe, and I'll leave it down below for you guys. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, let me know if you want more coffee recipe videos. I really enjoy making these for you guys. Any kind of recipe videos, food, baking, coffee, you name it. I love to make it for you. It's just such a fun, creative outlet for me, and I just want to thank you for everybody that supports me on a weekly basis. You guys are just honestly so sweet, and I don't even know what I do to deserve all of you, but thank you again, and I hope everyone has a really happy, holly, joyful holiday, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.